Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Hello, Miami Dolphin fans. Welcome to the show. And tonight we're going to talk all things Miami Dolphins, including training camp news, Tua news, Brandon Jones news, all things related to the Miami Dolphins. Tua making a nice throw to Waddle, all kinds of good stuff. But before we do all that, DG Live, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How about you? I'm guessing my lights going in and out.
Hey, I'm sure you're happy that camp's finally here. The veterans are all here. And, we're ready to talk football and have some new photos come out and new videos of stuff starting to pop out. Like you, I haven't seen the Tua to Waddle, but I just heard it was supposed to be the highlight play of the day. He threw a nice pass to Waddle, and he made an acrobatic catch. So we're going to get all that good stuff, and we're going to overreact like we always do to every good throw and bad throw at training camp. But, hey, that's what we do. But before we do all that and we get into the show, everyone, make sure you check out DG Live's show here on YouTube. He has good stuff. He's even got one in the works. So he's going to talk about Brandon Jones. He was just telling me, so that's going to be cool. It's not out yet, but all kinds. So make sure you get him there on YouTube and Twitter. And he has some cool Dolphin game gear. So anyway, back to talking football, sir. Where do you stand? Because we're just getting to know each other. Where are you on the Tua line? Are you like a Tua there, or like I'm all Tua, or are you like moderate, like I'm on the fence, I'm gonna wait and see what he can do, or are you like, oh, it's time to look elsewhere? So
me personally, I'm a Miami Dolphin fan before anything else. If Tua does good, then my team does good. So I have to root for him regardless. Even if everybody don't say he's not that good. But with him making the top 100 list, I don't think anybody could complain with Tua being our QB1 at this point.
That's great. Great listing. He popped in there for the first time. And that's been mind you, he missed some games and stuff, and he still came in. But it was 82, I think he was. Because I know we had 81, 82, and 83, all boom, boom, boom in those range. So he's really, like I say, he's coming into his own. And as you and I have mentioned before, his biggest thing he needs to do is stay healthy. And we think he's going to be there. His peers are starting to take note. And, they see the man can play. And exactly. He can't, and welcome Cap, by the way. Welcome Cap for life. So, yes,
good Cap.
Yeah. So it's good to know that his peers are starting to take notice that the man can play some football. He's going to be in the second year of McDaniel's offense, so that's going to be a big up. All these guys, for the most part, other than A-Chain and a couple of tight ends that we brought in, but for the most part, everyone's going to be in the second year of the offense, so we should be able to rock and roll. McDaniel brought up that Tua's learned the language, and, it's like almost a foreign language, and he's learned it, and he's mastered it, and he's, like, ready to go with it, so does that give you a little bit of encouragement?
Yeah, it does. It shows that he's having some growth throughout training camp, and he just needed that second year in the system. This year, if it kind of feels like his third year pretty much. So this is supposed to be his breakout year if he doesn't go through injuries. So hopefully he could play at least 15 games to show that he actually knows the playbook in and out. I heard that he's telling people where to line up. He knows the whole playbook. He can even tell the old lineman what to do. So I'm hoping that we see that on the field, man. That's what I'm really hoping.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for too. We definitely need that. So, and on a lighter note, I guess you probably saw his tattoo that everyone's talking about. Before I forget that. Mm-hmm. So that I do have a picture of. So there you go, guys. If you haven't seen it, that's Tua's new sleeve on his arm. He discussed that it has to do with some of his heritage, but also his firstborn son. So, I think it looks pretty sharp. So, he definitely said it took a couple of sessions to get it done. But hey, that's the tattoo if you haven't seen it yet. So, are you a fan of the tattoo? Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. As me being a person with a lot of tattoos,
Okay.
Yeah, I view it. I view it as art, and a lot of more people are having tattoos nowadays. It's like a little bit more acceptable. So you see a lot of more athletes that you wouldn't think would get a tattoo. Now they're getting tattoos.
Yeah,
So,
no, for sure. It's become very trendy, and I think it looks like, hey, Shake Money, welcome. Make sure
what's
you
good,
guys
Shake?
check out the Finn's Tailgate over there with Shake Money. Always has a good show, very enjoyable. Does it the right way.
Yes.
Entertains fellow Dolphin fans. So anyway, but yeah, so I think it was pretty cool. And then now we're going to knock the whole Tua conversation out quick. And then, are you watching the quarterback series this year that's on? That's on Netflix right now with Kirk Cousins and Marcus Mariota. Have you watched any of those yet?
Actually, I do not. Ever since Netflix did the thing where you can't share accounts, I've been no Netflix for me. So
okay, well that's okay. But this is a quarterback show. Basically it's produced by Peyton Manning. But anyway, so that's who the players are this year: is Patrick Mahomes, Marcus Mariota, and Kirk Cousins.
Oh yeah, I did hear of that. Okay, yeah, I know.
Right. Okay. Right. And then this coming season, that because they followed them through the whole 2022 season, as this type of the show, and then but they asked Tua if he's been approached this year for it, and he said yes, but he turned it down. That is not his thing because he doesn't want to be like seen because they come into your house, your kids are on TV and your wife's on TV, and he didn't want to do it. But anyway, that's it. So I just thought that was kind of interesting that Netflix did, put him on there. So, and, but he decided not to do it. So we'll see what they roll with going that way. So anyway, now we would get back to the good fun part. Brandon Jones and Trill Williams have returned after being gone basically for a long time, injured, no practice, no anything. They both were on the field practicing today. So that's another positive direction for the Miami Dolphins. So you can talk about either Trill or Brandon, whoever you want to talk first, or just both of them. So what do you think?
With Trill Williams, I'm glad he's back. He's been suffering injuries all his career, so much to the point where we don't even see like him actually playing the full season. We just see him playing in the preseason or whatnot, or during training camp. So hopefully he could at least last till the middle of the season. I'll be cool with that, But I'm pretty sure Trill Williams, he has a shot to make the team.
Yeah,
he could play corner, he could play that star position, he could play both safety positions. From what I've seen, I watched his Syracuse tape. He's real versatile. So I have some faith in Trill Williams and Brandon Jones. I don't know. I heard his press conference. It sounds like he's a little concerned that he's losing his starting spot to me. Yeah. I'm not too sure because he mentioned that he's willing to play anything. Somebody who's not too confident in their position, they're gonna say, I'm willing to play any position. So he says he's willing to play linebacker, box safety, free safety, strong safety, anything to help the team out. So me personally, I don't know. I have a feeling that we might see Brandon Jones in at linebacker sometimes. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, and you never know because Trill Williams, speaking of the defensive back, he did mention that he's been cross-trained so far, and he's been playing some safety, and he's learning the safety position. But he said more or less, I guess it's like you say. They say that when they know they're up one of the guys battling for a roster spot. He says he's willing to play wherever they ask him. So, and I know fans have we've been thrilled about Trill because it's like we got glimpses of him, and then he's been hurt, unfortunately. So we haven't really been able to see what he's been able to do. But he seems like we're going to see him this year. And, it seems like we're going to be able to rock and roll with him. And I know we are. That is one of our deepest positions. Well, when I just say positions, defensive backs in general, corners, safeties, and everything. We're kind of deep there this year because we even got Cam Smith. I know who you like a lot. And you think he's going to play a lot as a rookie. So, and anyway, just let me give a kudos to Bobby of he has a great network, guys. That's his Bobby one, but he is on the Fins Talk Sports Network. So make sure you check them out. But yeah, so I mean, I just think, Cam Smith. Do you see him with all those names you mentioned? You see him getting significant playing time? You think it's down to him and maybe Cater Kohu battling for a nickel spot, or?
Yeah, like with Cam Smith, we drafted him. We were expecting him to get some playing time. I expect him to be more of a boundary corner than a slot corner.
Okay.
I see Cater Kohu and Nick Needham fighting it out. If Xavier Howard or Jalen Ramsey have to sit out for a little bit, I feel like they'll put Cam Smith in at the boundary. So we have a long list of cornerbacks that could play cornerback.
Yeah.
So it makes sense as to why True Williams has to try everything else to at least like get some playing time on the team.
Yeah.
Because if he just stays that corner, he's probably not going to see the field too much. Probably just special teams. So maybe it's a good thing that he's trying everything else out.
Yeah, no, it's great that you mentioned special teams because a lot of these guys that are battling, that what might be the determined factor whether they make the roster or not make the roster, how they ball out on special teams. The guys that can go out there and make plays on special teams, because that's an often overlooked position in football. We all talk about all the things, but in special teams last year was one of our weaker spots on returns and stuff like that. So hopefully, we get some guys out there going down there, because it's not easy, man, when you're gunning down there and you got two guys trying to nail you, and so it's like it's good stuff. And I think Tua Williams is going to be good this year. I just have a feeling. I know. I just keep on buying the hype, because we were really excited about him last year, and then he got hurt. And like you said, you liked him coming out of college. You thought he looked pretty good. So, and he's athletic. So, what's your big thing you like about Trill? You just think he's an athletic guy?
Versatility, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
He's athletic, but one thing I could tell by watching the tape, he's a little bit stiff to me. He's not as agile as other DBs that I watch. Cater Kohu, he's pretty agile. He's in and out, quick to the ball. But I don't really see that in Trill. But he's always at the right place at the right time to make a play. So that's what I like about Trill.
Okay. So no, that's good stuff to hear. And like I said, I do believe that's one of our strongest, position units going in to the overall. Like I said, like Ramsey says, he doesn't look at himself as a cornerback. He looks at himself as a defensive back. So I think we got a few of those guys that's going to be kind of like that. So I know Deshaun Elliott. So do you think Deshaun Elliott or Brandon Jones are going to be like, because we all know basically Javon Holland, he has one locked up. But, so do you think it's going to come down to Brandon Jones and maybe Deshaun Elliott?
Yeah, I mean, I seen all the videos today. I just seen that Connor Williams dropped the interview today, so I did not get the chance to see that. But with Brandon Jones, I think it was Xavier Howard who said they called him Blitz Boy.
Right.
Yeah, so that's not a good thing to hear for a safety that we're expecting him to be able to cover as well, and you're calling him a Blitz Boy.
Yeah, so that's why you were saying maybe you see him some at linebacker and stuff. Connor Williams did speak. He basically said, yes, he held out of the mini camp and some of the OTAs because of money. And, he wants to be paid, but that it's all gone at this point. He's here for football now. And, he talked about McDaniels being really good during this whole process, and that McDaniel understood, but McDaniel also understood the business side on the other side. So, McDaniel even joked about, hey, I'm the good guy in this situation, and Chris Greer's the bad guy. So, because he gets to still interact with the players and they want the money. We got a few players that want the money. Christian Wilkins, they all want the money, but some of them are up for needing more money soon. And, so you got Christian Williams, Sealer, Connor Williams. So we're going to see who gets the money and whatever. So I'm hoping that maybe one of them gets it this year. I know we've probably talked about it before, but before we really get into the topic of the night on whether you think Tua's the guy moving forward now that Justin Herbert got his money. But as far as those other topics, like, is there anything you want to touch on that we were just discussing?
So, I mean, with the Connor Williams situation, as far as being an NFL athlete, all them NFL athletes will need their money. You get what I'm trying to say?
Of course.
And sometimes when it comes to money, people get attitudes, and you don't really want that in the facility. So it's good to have that head coach to mediate everything, to make sure it's not like no bad blood between Chris Grier and the player as far as them getting their contracts. Mike McDaniel, he seemed like that type of person. He wants everybody to be cool. So that's a good way of doing it. Talking to the players daily, building that relationship with all the players. That's very important. Even though all these players are different in personalities, it's good to like keep that relationship so they know like they actually really do love me here. So
yeah, no, I agree, and I think that's one of Mike McDaniel, one of his strengths. He's he's very strong in that area and relating. And hey, Finn's take, another good,
was
and
good,
that's Finn
CB.
with PH. Yeah, he's really good guy. Another good show on here. Make sure you check out his channel, Finn's Take with CB83. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, another good channel. So anyway, so now, like I say, we're just getting to know each other, George, and here you're, of course, your DG line. So with Tua, do you see him being justified? Do you think this would be the year that he proves he can get Justin Herbert type money that he just signed for? Is this going to be? Can he lead the Dolphins to Vegas? Basically, is he that type quarterback? And if it's not this year, then the next year, like, is he a quarterback good enough to get to the Super Bowl?
With this team, I do think he is a quarterback good enough to make it to the Super Bowl. And each game is going to be dependent on if he's going to get that money or not. He has to have a good year, and he has to really make it to the Super Bowl to get that type of contract. Because when you're looking at all these contracts each year, somebody's going over the other. Jalen Hurts, he signed his contract. Then Justin Herbert, he got his contract, and it's only a little bit more, $500,000.
Right.
So I guess Joe Burrow, he's gonna be next.
Yeah, Joe Burrow is definitely gonna be next. That's what I'm thinking. And then Tua even said he has to earn it. I think Tua knows that some of his injuries probably has hindered him, and then also going through different coaches. So he's a little bit behind these guys. But hopefully, if he goes out there and balls, the Dolphins are going to be in a tough spot because you're going to have to pay him, but then they're going to have to pay. But I want that to happen. I want the Dolphins to be in a tough spot and have to make decisions among a lot of good football players. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I hear you're going to be tomorrow on his show, so that's good, man.
Yeah, go check it out. Go check it out.
I will do, man, and make sure you check out your channel. Like I said, I agree with him. Working among each other is what we need, man, as we're all just trying to talk about our Miami Dolphins.
Exactly.
So, and there was some other, let's get to the business side out. Tyreek Hill's been, all the charges been dropped. The county's not going to do anything, no charges. The guy and him reached an agreement. But Barry Jackson did tweet out that the NFL is still looking at it and that they could possibly do something. They asked him about it today, and he said he's not worried about it at all. So I hope he's that confident, and we're that confident. So I hope he has nothing to worry about. But at most, you're probably looking at a game or two, and hopefully just nothing. Hopefully there's not enough there to substantiate, any suspension. So is that how you're basically feeling on that Tyreek Hill front?
Yeah, actually, I did see the clip. It just came out. Did you get the chance
to see it? I haven't get to seen it. At the marina.
Yeah, it's all over Twitter now.
Okay, I was gonna have to.
Surprisingly enough, it happened today out of all days.
Yeah, I know. Someone was waiting for it to drop for training camp to all. So okay, thank you for the heads up. I wasn't on Twitter as much today, other than a couple of minutes to say that we're going to be on tonight. Okay, so I gotta go check that out. But how did it look?
It's kind of one of those situations as to where you probably got into a little argument with somebody or whatnot. Then you're waiting for that person to hit you, but they don't do nothing. Right. And then something small happens and they make it a big situation. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
From the film. So it didn't seem that bad to me. The way they made it sound like on Twitter before the video, right? It seemed like the person was knocked out, unconscious, went to the hospital, everything. But it didn't really seem like that. Like after the guy got hit, he just stood there and he just put his hands up just like this.
No, okay. So and then it never really did out. Okay, so yeah, I definitely got to check that out now and find out, man. Normally I'm all up on this stuff, making sure there was nothing new, but I just kept on following Barry Jackson stuff and all the guys that follow the Dolphins, David Fruman, making sure I'm not missing any breaking news, like big contract signing, Christian Wilkins reworks his contract. I was looking for all that. I missed the juicy gossip of Tyreek Hill. So I will go give that a look after the show.
One thing you can do is turn your post notifications on for whatever page that you want to see the notifications for.
Right.
As far as their tweets or whatever, that's what I do for all the main pages, the Miami Dolphins, the Heat, Barry Jackson, Omar, everybody. So
no, that's great. Very good stuff, man. And you know, I like it. But because I like Barry Jackson and I know Omar and all those guys, of course, the national guys, the Adam Schefters of the world,
of course,
Ian Rappaport's, you know, they break the big stories. But locally, it's definitely like Barry Jackson or Omar Kelly that normally has some kind of information about the Dolphins. So, you know, it's good stuff. But yeah, I did miss that. So thank you for the heads up. Now I have something to do after our show.
Yep.
Well, I am, you know, and then let's see what else. Where are you on Kristen? That's what I was going to say. If I did ask him, I got sidetracked. Kristen Wilkins, are you pay him at all, no matter what, pay him what it takes to keep him here and, you know, have to cut in other areas to keep him? Or are you like in reason, like, yeah, he's good, but I don't know if I want to pay him Quinnen Williams money and all of this type stuff?
I mean, man, in one of my shows, I gave this situation like an example. You know, this situation kind of reminds me of when you have a girlfriend, you know, and you know she's no good for you at all. You know, you just might as well move on, like it's over. But she keep giving you like signs, like, man, maybe I need to like stay here for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah,
you know, that's how. What you gonna say?
No, I agree. It sounds that sounds pretty accurate. I like it.
you know, like with Christian Wilkins, we know we don't have the cap space for him. We know we probably need to trade him. You know, I'm with trading him, but like all the stuff that he's been doing, like he's at he reported to training camp today. You know, so he didn't have to report today. You know, Connor Williams reported today. Robert Hunt reported today. All these guys reported today. So that means the front office is doing a good job talking to these guys, letting them know that we're gonna give them a contract. But at the same time, it's just like Christian Wilkins, he's always doing the right thing. He never does nothing wrong for us to be like, yeah, let's just get rid of him. Never.
Yeah. No, I know it's tough, and he's all motor when he's on the field. He's all out hustle. He's also in the top 100 players of the NFL. And, you know, it's funny. I mean, he has such a sense of humor, too. You see how he gets under players' skin. And then at the end of the game, he's all like, you know, it's all just for fun. You know, it's just all, you know, he's all teasing them after. So it's cool stuff. And, you know, I just think he's respected among the teammates. So it makes it a very hard position. Because, yes, you can re-sign him, but you're definitely going to be hurting in other areas because you can free up money, actually, for this year re-signing him. But down the road, it's just going to come like, they're paying Chubb, Rent, all these guys big money. So someone, you know, something has to give somewhere, unfortunately.
Exactly.
So, but I agree with you. I'm 100% want Wilkins, but it's just could come to the point where the money doesn't make sense and you don't want to lose them for nothing if you're not going to be able to keep them, you know? So you might as well get something back in return. So I'm with you on that front.
And on top of that, he got ranked top 100 players. So that's like another thing that's like, man, come on now.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I know he is. I think he came in at 81. He was like, so hey, we're gonna find out, man, soon enough if they all these guys though, like I said, because Connor Williams, he was a top 5 center last year, and he talked about playing center. He says he feels like he belongs at center. So I don't think there's any, I know some fans are saying, oh, maybe they can move him back to guard and then pick up some other center. He seems really happy at center and doesn't really want to seem to move. And his production did go better as far as a penalty standpoint, because as a guard, he was one of the leading guys in the NFL for penalties. Comes over to Miami, plays center, and he only had a few penalties on him all year. So it was like, and he was one of the top run defenders in all the NFL last year. So I do believe, like you say, if it came down to paying, like keeping Connor Williams here or Christian Kristen Wilkins or Connor Williams, I would almost have to side with Connor Williams because it's been so long since the Miami Dolphins have had a good offensive line that I hate to like finally be good and then like, oh, that's it, guys. We're already starting over again and got a new offensive lineman coming in. So is that how you feel too on that front?
Yeah, ever since Mike Pouncey, we haven't really seen like anybody special at the center position. And O-line is more important to me than D-line. I'd rather play an O-lineman that's good than a D-lineman that's good. Because at the end of the day, the O-lineman gonna keep our quarterback healthy. The D-lineman, they're gonna free up linebackers. But we could just get money to get a good linebacker, and he don't really have to worry about having a good D tackle in front of him.
Right.
So so that's what my main focus is. Like the Eagles, we gotta follow the Eagles example, the Chiefs example, and what do they do all the time? They always make sure they have a good O-line, a good D-line.
No, because the Chiefs learned in that Super Bowl when they played against the Buccaneers in the COVID year. They're like, holy crap, we got to go out, and they improved the line since then, So, and then it's just, to me, that was like, should have been a message to the Dolphins. But the Dolphins, in all fairness, the Dolphins have tried. They just somehow missed along the lines. It's not like they haven't drafted guys at fairly high places. I mean, they drafted Austin Jackson in the first round, traded extra pick to move up to get Eichenberg. And, we've taken guys that just, for whatever reason, they don't work out here in Miami. And,
But let me give you an example. Like the last two good old linemen that we drafted was Laramie Tunsil and Robert Hunt. That's about it. Yeah, like everybody else we had to bring in or sign them.
Oh, no, yeah, we had to bring in Armstrong. We had to bring in Connor Williams. No, you are 100% right, And who knows where we stand now and where the right tackle. I believe you have Wynn. You see Wynn being more of a guard, though, right? You think Wynn's going to be like Isaiah Wynn's going to be – I know he's one of the players we're going to talk about in a minute being on the PUP list. But you see him being more of a guard. You think he's a left guard is what I think your projection was, right?
Yeah, I think he's a left guard. If Teron Armstead goes down, I think he slides to left tackle.
Okay.
That's what I think for him.
Because I was hoping maybe when we signed him that he could play right tackle, because I just really want someone at least to really hard compete against Austin Jackson, because we don't have Brandon Shell now, but maybe the Cedric O guy that we brought over, he had played some for he's another first round pick. So he obviously has some talent level, but maybe he's going to be the right tackle. I mean, back up then.
The only issue with Isaiah Wynn playing right tackle, he didn't really do a good job at that when he was with the Patriots.
Yeah, I know. He actually didn't great. He graded better on the left side than he did the right side. Yes, you are 100% correct as always, my friend. So, hey, well, let me take 1 minute to say, guys, if you're in here, make sure you hit that fins up, but here on YouTube they call it a thumbs up. Thank you, guys. And if you're new to the page, make sure you tackle that subscribe button. And Daniel, you're right. I mean, Kansas City represents a major blow in the AFC. That's that's for every team, that's for sure. I mean, the Chiefs are the guy until someone beats them. Cincinnati is really tough. And then, of course, Buffalo and the Jets in their own division. Them and the Ravens, I think, are going to be improved this year. Now they got the whole Lamar Jackson situation settled, and he's happy with his contract. So it's going to be a tough road to hoe. But I'm with you, DG. There's no reason that the Dolphins can't. There's no excuses. This can be their year that they go out there and get it done. At the very least, give me a playoff victory, and then things after that can start taking care of themselves, So is that where you stand? Because how old are you again? I forget.
I'm 26 years old.
Yeah, I knew you were very young. So yeah, the last time the Dolphins won a playoff game, you were like 3 or 4 years. In 2000, you were probably like 2, 3, 4. I'm bad at math, but you were very young when the Dolphins, like 2 or something like that, when the Dolphins won a playoff game. So that's crazy.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, I know. But yet here you are still rocking the aqua and orange all the time. Got your Dolphins season tickets, got your Dolphins stuff in the background. So, hey, that's why when some fans say, oh, I'm a better fan than you because I'm older. I'm like, man, these young fans are definitely, are dedicated. Because if they like the Dolphins in this generation of young fan, when they've done no winning, no playoff win, you're definitely a hardcore Dolphins fan, so I appreciate it, man. We still don't know if Wilkins fits the fancy. Oh, you're a good scheme guy, George. Do you think Wilkins fits a Fangio scheme?
I don't really think he does. I'm hoping he can improve on his pass rush because when you have 4 defensive linemen on that line, you got to make sure there's somebody who could get back there. You know, when there's 5 when you have 5 people on that line, on the D line, that's a way easier task to get to the quarterback. You know, but Christian, he didn't even do that last year. He didn't get that much sacks, even though we was doing that type of front. But now it's a 4-man front, so he gonna have the only person he gonna have beside him is Zach Sealer, Jalen Phillips, or Bradley Chubb. He's not gonna have that extra person, that Raekwon Davis, that could hold up like 2 old linemen. So Christian Wilkins, he really has to improve on his pass rush. His run defense is great. Yeah. If he was good at pass rush, he'll probably be a top 5 defensive tackle in the league right now.
Oh no, for sure. If he improves that, he's definitely going to get the bank. If he goes out there this year under current contract, because the Dolphins don't extend him before the season or during the season, and he goes out there and gets more sacks than what he's been getting and keeps that same level of run stopping production, he's going to be paid among the elite for without a doubt. And it's going to be tough. So, to keep him in and then for sure. But, you want him a ball out because you want the Dolphins to be, good. So you want him a ball out. But, yeah, you're right 100%. If he balls out and is a great fit in the Fangio scheme, you're talking about really big money. And then you got so many other guys. And then if Tua balls out this year, he's going to get paid before anyone else because, you need a quarterback. And we've been waiting forever to get a quarterback. So if he goes out and balls this year, he's going to be the number 1 priority to get him under. I know we have him next year under the 5th-year option. So we basically got him for 2 more years no matter what. But if he goes balling out this year, they're going to rework that contract after this season.
Yeah. I feel like both of the guys, they have something to prove. Tua even said it in his press conference. He hear the contract talks with the other players. He's seen the Justin Herbert contract, but he still knows like he still has something to prove to the Miami Dolphins that he could take us to that Super Bowl. And I feel like that's why Christian Wilkins is so humble. He probably feels the same way. He probably knows like, yeah, I'm good at getting all these tackles. I'm good at run defending, but I still need to prove that I could go back there and get those sacks, even with a 4-man front. I still got to prove that. So both of those guys, they got to give it to us this year if they want that money. If they want to get that money from somewhere else, then they could just sit back, relax, and we'll just handle it from there. But as of right now, I'm hoping that's what happens.
Yeah, no, that's what I hope too, man. I just really hope we get so many guys that play so well that, we got to pay almost everyone. And it's like you just have to, unfortunately, cut bait somewhere and move on from somewhere. And it's going to hurt. But that's what you want because this is the year that we're set up to win. And just like I say, yes, the Jets are good. Yes, the Patriots aren't even a crappy team like we've seen before from other teams in the bottom of the division. And then of course Buffalo is Buffalo until someone takes that AFC East crown away from them. So I'm hoping for the most part that we can. Do you see us winning the division or at least being like up until the final weeks of the season being in contention to win the AFC East?
Yeah, I feel like we won't go past third in the division.
Right. So
yeah, I feel like we're just gonna be in second and first, flipping back and forth until that last game against the Bills. That should be the tiebreaker.
So you're thinking that's like a winner take all for the division game and stuff. So
yes.
Well, that'd be good if we get at least that far, and it's that. It means something went right, and we've been winning football games, and I can't complain about that. And that's what all we've been wanting forever here in Miami. Let's see. And I got one more thing what I was going to talk about real quick. Oh yeah, the pup list. So it came out yesterday. The Dolphins have Teron Armstead, Tanner Connor, and Isaiah Wynn, and of course Nick Needham had already been announced. But all those guys are on the pup list. And the Does what's it, Bonner? Do you know much about him? They activated him. Do you know anything about Ethan Bonner's cornerback, or not much? Or I might
Ethan
be messing.
Bonner. I mean, he came from Stanford. Pretty athletic safety / corner. I don't think he's gonna make the team, but he do have some speed though. Like if he shows himself on special team, he might be able to make the practice squad. But for the most part, yeah, he's not nobody to really worry about.
All right, so that's what I was saying. I didn't even know much about him, and then I just saw his name on the list. So, and then when McDaniel said that he believes like Armstead and Isaiah Wynn will be healthy before Tanner Cook and Nick Needham. And they didn't, I mean, Tanner Connor, but they were they didn't even disclose what kind of injury. We don't even know what it is, but they're saying, that I know my buddy Hank over there on the Fins Talk Sports Network, he's not going to be happy with that news because he was predicting like
15 touchdowns.
I
don't know about that number, no.
I know, that's crazy. I don't know, but so I don't even know what his that's not good to start camp. I mean, Armstead, I'm not too worried about because they're gonna keep him out of practice a lot this year. They did last year too. And, I think he played in 12 of 17 games last year. But a lot of those, I mean, when he played in the game all game, he would miss, some practice time all week and basically just suit up on game time. It would be like a game time decision, like, is he going to go or not go? And obviously we want him to be able to go because we're a lot better offensive line all the way across, not just the left tackle position, but like you say in another show, he helps communicate with others and he brings that whole veteran, like when he sees guys like messing up their assignments, he'd be able to tell them, hey guys, man, you got to do your job, And I hope Armstead plays more than 12 games this year. He did have what they call a scope or a cleanup procedure. That's the term that Mike McDaniel used for Armstead on his knee. So hopefully that helps him. I know last year it was like his toe injury. That was the worst thing that kept him out of most of the games. And those things are really hard to heal and get over because it's like such a needed part. You can't even walk in the store if your big toe's hurting. It hurts much less playing in an NFL football game,
I mean, like with Teron Armstead, like last year, every week we seen him on the injury report. It kind of got on my nerves. Like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, you might as well just let him sit down. Like, he has one time I seen he had like 5 different injuries on his body. I'm like, ain't no way he's gonna play, and he ends up playing.
Yeah, I know it's crazy, and I know he has like probably a high tolerance for pain. Which I guess you all do. They all need that in football. If you're going to try to make your money as an NFL player, you better have a high tolerance for pain because they don't play out there. But yeah, for sure with him, we need him almost as much as to stay healthy as we need Tua to stay healthy because they're both vital cogs to our team moving forward. And they're both top 100 players, despite the fact they missed all that time last year. So if they can stay on the field, they should even be higher up those lists next year because, it's voted on peers, but 5 of those, some of those games they didn't even play. So some of their peers didn't even get to go against them. So they couldn't even rank them. Exactly. So, hopefully he's back. And I think, like you say, it's going to probably be a whole year thing, though. It's going to be the whole year. He's going to be listed as a guy that's on the injured. I would love one week to look at the injury list and not see.
And he's not. Oh my God, that would be a blessing. That would be a blessing.
I know. Just not see him on there. So as far as like I said, we don't have much more to talk about tonight. I know there's some other shows going on tonight, so the Dolphin fan base is spread thin tonight. But there's so many people with their shows going tonight. I noticed because so it's fine. So if you guys finding us tonight, thank you so much because I know there's a lot of fellow Dolphin fans out there that put on great shows. And, we already had a couple in here. Fins Talk Sports Network was in here. They always put out a great show. Fins Take with CB83 was in here. He puts out a great show. All you guys do, man. Even Shake Money of the Fins Tailgate was in everybody. Here. Yeah, so it's all good. And, of course, you, DG. You always put out great content. You do more pre-recorded stuff, but great analysis of everything. I love what you do. And it's like a lot of good stuff that you do out there. And then you're great on coming all off our shows. We all love sucking up your knowledge and taking your football stuff and your passion for the Dolphins. So that's why you're a popular guy on these channels. Hey, we got someone on the Facebook side over there too. So that's cool. Hey, Anthony, I'm trying to build up that, Facebook following. So that's good. Anthony, fins up to you too.
Fins up.
Yeah, I agree, man. Let's go. Herbert got the money, but let's still knock the snot out of him. Come back. Let's go. Let's show them that we're still the team, because that's a payback game for us. Because that was like one of our worst games last year. Just overall as a team, it was the second straight week out on the West Coast. We hung out there the whole week, and it's just it just seemed like we just never. I mean, I know Tyreek Hill had that one play where he picks up a fumble and runs for a touchdown, but if it wasn't for that, it really was a good old fashioned drubbing.
Like I'm kind of worried for that game. Not as far as the defense goes. I feel like we could lock down Justin Herbert. What receivers they have? They have Keenan Allen, they have Williams, and they have the rookie that they just drafted. They have a very big receiving core. Yeah. But our DBs, I feel like we have big DBs too. Xavier Howard, he's probably 6'1". Jalen Ramsey, he's probably 6'1". Cam Smith, probably 6'1". So we're probably gonna see like a 3-man set against their receivers, and I feel like we will match up fine. Their offense probably won't score, but when we get to our offense against their defense, I get a little worried because they have two dogs on that D line. They have Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa.
Oh, I know. Them picking up Mac was tough, man. I know.
And I actually played with his brother. I played junior college. His brother name, I forgot his brother's name, but I forgot his name. But I played with him at ASA College, so I met Khalil Mack before at one of my football games. So that was that was very nice. But let me get back to the topic. Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. All we have is Teron Armstead to block either one of those guys. After that, I don't know who else we could put on that other guy. So I'm getting a little worried about how our pass blocking is going to do against that type of D-line.
Yeah, no, I agree. And they're the one team. Well, the 49ers kind of started it, opening it up. Like, we got that touchdown to start the game against the 49ers. But then after that, Tua struggled a little bit, and so did the offense trying to find. Then the Chargers just kind of expounded on that and took the middle of the field away. And those quick little hitting plays that we're so used to, they all started bumping and just throwing them off their timing just a little bit, because Tua is very much a rhythm passer. And, he likes getting that ball out. And then they would just throw him off just enough to where it kind of messed up our offense. So I hope, hopefully we make our adjustment now, George, and, we do our thing.
I mean, here's another thing. They improved in the linebacking room. They didn't really have good linebackers last year, but this year they have Eric Kendricks. They have Deion Henley, who they drafted from Washington State. Very fast linebackers that they got back there. Yeah. And on top of that, they could use Derwin James at linebacker as well.
Yeah, I know. Derwin James is really a good player too, man. It's just another guy I was hoping. I had back when he was coming out of the draft, I was hoping maybe the Dolphins gave him a look and all of that kind of stuff. So, but hey, it is what it is. But the Chargers are a really solid team. It's a really solid game to start the season. And, if Miami can go out there on the West Coast, win in week 1, it's going to set the tone for the season. So that's what I'm hoping they come and do. And just because they lose that game, Eamon, doesn't mean that the season's over and we can all give up. Doesn't mean that at all. But I do believe it'll be a great way to set the tone. Like, hey, this Dolphins team's for real. They went and beat a good Chargers team on the road in their house after losing to them last year. And they stepped up and they proved that they can go out there and beat the Chargers. Because the Chargers, were a playoff team last year and looking like they were going to win a playoff game until they collapsed.
Oh, man.
So I know it was like a record collapsed almost, but, they really just fell apart. And so, but anyway, the Chargers are obviously a good team. But like I say, against all the other teams, the Dolphins are going to have to beat good teams if they want to get to the goal at the end of the year. And that's win the Super Bowl. Like every team in the NFL comes in, even the crappy team, they all think, all these players, when they strap it up, just like whenever you played all the way through where you played, you never went into a game thinking you're going to lose. You always think you're going to win, or you're going to be beat before you even, before you even take the field. So all these guys are coming in. They're thinking. Ramsey likes the preseason hype. He says it helps motivate him because he wants to live up to all of that good stuff. And, hopefully the Dolphins do. Because, we are getting some national attention, some doubters still. There are still some doubters. But when Colin Cowherd I know they're just clickbait guys, but he has the Dolphins winning the division, so it's like we're getting some love.
But with those guys up there, I feel like they just have better connections than us as to knowing like what's really going on in practice. So I'm guessing like somebody in the facility told Colin something to the point where he just believes in the Miami Dolphins all of a sudden.
Right. Hey, no, I would love it because I know he's not the biggest Tua guy for sure, but hey, he believes in the team overall. But he's been up and down. He used to like Tua, then didn't like Tua, so he's like, he's all over all over the map. But the most important thing is that they win on the field, and I do believe that they can win on the field this year. Well, Vegas has them at 9.5. I'm not much of a gambler, but they have them at 9.5 games. If I had a bet, I would say the Dolphins are over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say they're over because to me the floor for this team is 10 wins, absolute floor. And then I'm thinking more like maybe an 11 or 12 win season realistically should odds of them. Some of those losses are going to come because the AFC East we're going to knock each other off.
Exactly. We're going to split a lot of games. We're going to split. I feel like we're going to split with at least 2 teams in our division, and we'll probably sweep one of the teams. I can't really pinpoint who. Sometimes like every game going to have their situation. Like last year when we went against the Bills, we didn't know that we were going to have to deal with snowballs. We did not know that, and that we're getting those thrown at us. And what's another game that we had like a hard time playing in it because of the weather? We had a few games like that.
Yeah, no, we did, man. No, we did. We had Buffalo, but we did okay in Buffalo actually. I thought so, and then there was. Let's see, the Back It Up Pins podcast. I've learned to stop listening to those so-called experts. No one ever goes back to see how they actually do. That's why you play the game. It's goal time. So that's true though for sure because they can make all kinds of predictions. But only the coaches and the players have the record marked to their record forever. So everyone else they can say, oh, this and then it's forgotten. And if they win, they brag about, if their team was right at the beginning of the year, then they post it at the end. Oh, see, I predicted the Dolphins, and then if they're wrong, it's like all forgotten. They don't say anything about it. So, but I do believe that the Dolphins are in the right direction. I know we've been saying that for a lot of years, but this should be in your lifetime. This should be unquestionably the best Dolphins team we've ever had. It should be. On paper, it is. Now they just have to go out and put it on the field. Do you agree in your lifetime this is probably the most solid team you've seen?
Yes, I just don't know. Like, I'm having a feeling about this year. But it's just like we're hoping too much with this team. But at the same time, I still see the hope in us really making it this year. This is the best roster that I've seen so far. I've been watching ever since Chad Henne. And on top of that, this is my second year really doing Dolphins YouTube. So and I know like I've been praying to God a lot about my YouTube channel, trying to make it grow, so on and so forth. And I know like if we win a championship, my YouTube channel is gonna go to astonishing numbers, yours too, everybody.
No, I'm 100% with you. And guys, make sure you do check out his awesome YouTube. I'm trying to find his banner there so he doesn't even have to say. There you go, guys. That's his. He's at DG, basically live everywhere. Just add the extra E at the end because for excellence, man. Add that.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. And make sure, guys, man, he's a great guy to watch. He knows his stuff. And more importantly, he's a good Miami Dolphins fan, man. Through thick or thin. And it's been almost all thin during his time as a fan.
I know.
So, it is really good there. I'll throw up a different banner before we head out here tonight. So, but any final closing thoughts? Like I said, I'll let you go because, like I said, Dolphin Nation is spread thin tonight. We were seeing a lot of good shows out there. One of the women still came in here. I know their network's going, so that was nice. I appreciate Shake Money coming in here because Finn's tailgate's running and all that kind of stuff. And so tomorrow night you're going to be on with who again?
With CB83, my man. We're gonna be
all right,
on
CB83.
around like 7:30, I believe, tomorrow.
All right, so the same time as you started here tonight, man. He has a pretty good following, so you'll probably have a lot of people in there commenting and stuff. He always puts on a good show. I was in his show earlier today. So, and you know, he runs a good thing, man. Like us, man. We're all Dolphin fans. You try to help each other out and have fun at this at the same time. And so basically that's it, man. We covered everything. Everything we wanted to talk about, we talked about. So do you have anything else to say?
I'm gonna just freestyle this. First day of training camp. Let's pray for no injuries.
Yes.
Let's hope we get some clarity on this Dalvin Cook situation. He just posted something on his Instagram with him with black glasses, like a cool emoji face.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like he's always throwing like signs as to something's about to go down. But I don't know. I'm getting a little worried because Aaron Rodgers, he just took a pay cut. And Dalvin Cook, he just posted that post. So I don't know. He might sign with the Jets. I'm not.
Yeah, no, I know. And you know, we're saying he said he did not have an offer from the Dolphins. Barry Jackson and these guys are reporting that there was an offer. So it may just be semantics. The offer may have been so low that he didn't even consider it like a legitimate offer, you know. But I'm okay with you. I think the running back room's okay that we have. I just rather get it. I hate to see him on the Jets. I'd be the first one to admit it. I would hate to see him. I would, if you had to go to a division opponent, I'd rather him go to New England because you don't feel like he would kill us as much there, you know. So, but I don't see that happening. I don't think he's. I think like you. I think he at the end of the day he's going to end up on the Jets, unfortunately. So,
yeah, he might end up on the Jets.
But we'll see because you know, and like I say, I don't think he's going to face any because what happened to him. Happened here, all this allegations that came out and the disposition. He was never charged criminally, but now all this came out, and I don't know if the NFL knew about this in the past or they're going to look into that now, or I don't know how that's going to fall. So, you know,
we're going to see. There's a video that came out of Dalvin Cook with his ex-girlfriend, right? And she was threatening him, pulling his hair, threatening him with a gun. So I don't know. It's a very rocky situation.
Yeah,
you know. It's like a thing nowadays. When you're successful, it's kind of hard to find a female that's okay with all the stuff that you do. You could be a very busy like NFL person. You have to travel a lot.
Yeah,
you know. It takes a certain type of female to be at your home to like be okay with everything that you do. But sometimes, you know.
No, it's tough, man. It's tough, man. So I'm with you on that. And then you know they get attention everywhere we go. You know, I mean, all the women love them wherever they go. So you know they have no problems having the women love them. It's like all kinds of stuff. So you have to have a woman that just trusts you and know that you know you may flirt, you may do this or that, but you're not. You know, that's all it is. It's just like people are coming up to you because of who you are. You know, and that's just the life of all these guys that you know are in the public spotlight. So, but I'm with you, DG. Make sure, guys, you follow him. We're going to wrap it up here tonight. It's already 8:24. It's been always, DG, I'm going to try to – we'll do more shows moving forward. If there's anything you ever need from me, let me know because you come on my show all the time, so it rolls. Maybe one day you'll start doing your live shows too because you got a pretty good following already, you know. So
soon. I'm just being patient on it. And then once I feel like I'm ready – I'll probably start doing some shows.
Yeah, you should, man. You do great when you come on our shows. I would almost hate it because it'd be harder to get you to come on my show. But hey, you do a great job when you come on here, man. So thank you so much. And really, if no further ado, man, I say we're out of here and we call it a night. And then I'll probably go maybe catch another Dolphin show later because I know the West Florida guy, Papa Paul, that He was in my show the other night with you and everything. He has his show going tonight, so I go see. Yeah, I go see how.
Yeah, send me the link if you get the chance.
All right, will do. So anyway, guys, we're going to do our Dolphins #1, and then we're out of here. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you nail that thumbs up, what I like to call the fins up. Later, guys. And so thank you so much, George. Thanks so much, DG Live. And
No problem.
E for excellence.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know.